Came together in his union, so that is what I want from a partner. Came together.
I think it's a good question for everyone, right? Don't you agree? And I think it's a good question for process healthy femininity and like what they love to see in a woman. I love that.
What's happening with the world? It's your man Mac West back at it again with another episode of Social Mechanics. I got my girl
Miss Treese, the edutainer, and we here with
Said, what's going on,
With
y'all?
that being said.
That's
right.
What we doing.
That's right.
today is a little different.
A little different, a little intimacy.
I have an idea.
A little intimate conversation.
Let's be a little transparent. We're going into this series about financial literacy. Y'all know that we've been talking about lightly at this point, not as heavy as we're about to dig, about things that we are acknowledging going on that affects humanity. And one of the things that we talked about in our last episode, check it out if you haven't, is financial literacy and how money really affects all of us, because we here in this country, whether we like it or not, and most of us can't afford to leave. I think we should just have a genuine, transparent, and vulnerable conversation where we give y'all a peek into what it's like to be in our shoes and some of our experiences, so you can better understand how we relate to you, how we are either similar or different from you in our financial experiences, and just really understand how this stuff affects us at a personal level. What y'all think?
Man, I'm ready to complain to everybody.
Let's go.
I got all the complaints ready. If you call it complaining or explaining, whichever one you want to digest it as, I'm ready to go.
Right.
Let me clutch my gemstones. How you feeling, Sid?
I mean, I feel that. I think that'll bring it to more, because I like to be genuine. I love genuine conversation. I like really kind of, because I feel like the only way I'm going to even learn, or know that I know what I know is I share it with people in a genuine setting and have conversations like this. And I feel like conversations like this are the ones that are going to be able to, push us forward and move us, get a little social mechanics going on in here.
I love that for y'all. And y'all are excited. I'm nervous as hell. I'm not excited because I grew up be about it, don't talk about it. And I struggled to be about it. And now that I feel like I'm finally like being about it, like a person who's in this financial situation that's not exactly where I want to be, but not the depths of hell where I used to be. I don't know that I'm ready to talk about the struggles and the trauma and what I know, because I feel like we get offended.
Right.
But I'm gonna save that for my commentary time.
Okay.
And let's kick it off. I guess the first thing we should do is like probably just address how we all understand financial literacy and how that's impacted us. So of course y'all get in the comments if you have experiences. Everybody should at this point. If you spent the dollar, you should know how that feels and what that means to you, or what you don't know about spending money. Drop those questions in the chat, and I'll open up with our first question, and then we'll get some off-camera prompts from our squad.
Okay.
But yeah, y'all, what do you think financial literacy? What does financial literacy mean to you, and how has it shown itself in your life up until today?
You want to take this?
I'll take it. Yeah. As far as, I think I'm a kind of on hands learning type of person. So a lot of my financial literacy has come from, just trial and error and kind of learning from my own mistakes and things like that. Coming up, I was pretty much in a single mom household and watching her do the best she can with what she had, and understanding that that is a concept, hard work ethic, do what you need to do with your money and so on like that. But there's more to it than that, and when I ventured on in life and got older, I started to learn to implement those other parts of that and apply stuff to it to get a better understanding of financial literacy.
Interesting. What's your take, Mac?
Man, I come from where you supposed to go make the money, save the money, stack the money. And occasionally you spend the money. Well, a lot of times you spend the money. And then it's a repeated cycle. You got to do it over and over and over and over again. And then it wasn't until I probably got out of high school and became adult and started to realize it's a lot more about money and finances that I've never been exposed to. Like when I graduated high school, nobody ever taught me how to balance a credit book or a checkbook, Nobody taught me about credit. Nobody taught me about how to use it, or when to use it, why to use it, what's it for, or anything like that. So I feel ignorant a lot of times when it comes to financial literacy. And then there's so many different words for the same shit. Like it's money, then it's dinero, it's residuals, profit, currency, dividends,
legal tender,
this shit, that shit. You feel me? It's a lot. It's a lot to digest. And then it's like, well, depending on what sentence you use, it depends on what it really means and how it really means and stuff like that. Oh, interest rates, don't get me on that. Oh, fees, hidden fees. I don't know why shit hiding. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't hiding my work. So I'm just saying, like all these, you feel what I'm saying? All those kind of little ass fees and nuances and shit like that we got to do. So like all this financial literacy, like regardless on how much that's out there, it feels intimidating. It feels like, why I didn't learn this when I was 5 to high school. And when I do look it up, it seems like everybody's in the middle of something, and it's nobody that's at the beginning of it. You feel me? So it feels like damn, where do I start? And so yeah, stocks, bonds, all that, insurance, yeah, all that's money. All that's money. You know.
Oh, he was ready today, y'all.
Yeah.
He was ready. Get in the chat if y'all can understand what Mac is talking about. If you feel like Mac. And Mac is you. If you want to have your own Mac attack, get in the comments and let us know. Do you share his opinion? Let us know if you can mirror or share the same opinion as what Said is saying. I think all this is good stuff, and I think it's a big part of what my problem is. Like I feel intimidated to talk about money because I know so much about it. Like my honest truth is, I feel out of place in both worlds. I grew up not in a position to have money. I grew up with a mama who taught me how to negotiate early about delaying bill pays and making agreements and how to stretch a dollar and rob Peter to pay Paul and have a caviar taste with a tuna fish budget. But coming from a paternal background where I have a grandmother who was like established and made a lot of money, but then coming to learn she wasn't managing her money well either. She just had a lot of it, and then growing up not seeing other people in the projects who didn't have. But then I was always removed from that environment or living a double life because I went to school with affluent people who didn't look like me, of other races. And so I had early exposure to what money brings, the opportunity, the lifestyle, the different things that you learn because you have money, like etiquette, like travel, like being worldly. But on the flip side, I was ashamed to talk about that stuff because I want to be down with the hood. I want to be down with my people. Now as an adult, when I want to have those conversations, it's either like, well, we weren't taught that, or like, you're money hungry. And so I feel like I have this imposter syndrome. I don't fit in with affluent people because I'm not quite one, but I don't share the mindset of broke or hood folk because I know better.
Right.
And going through all kind of crap I put myself through from not listening to what I knew, taught me that the things I learned are right, but now I just don't know where I fit.
Right. Come on.
Whether you understand it or not. And I think it's culturally hard because we're just not prepared to navigate this world as adults.
Right.
And to have to do these things. And so even though I have so much knowledge, I just don't feel good talking to y'all about it.
Right. And try to bridge it all together, coming into the knowledge that we have today and really becoming financially literate. Because as you said, Mac, you know what I'm saying, hey, it's make the money, save the money. Spend the money, whatever it is, but you got a basic, make the money, save the money. That's important. That's an important thing to do. But coming from the environments that we come from, and coming from just
we're so sensitive
being too young to even understand what's going on, but to see what's going on because it's all a learning process, and not having really, what I'm saying, there are those things that I'm thankful to my mom for instilling in me. You know what I'm saying? I had a bubble gum machine you put pennies in and people get a piece of bubble gum out of. She taught me how to set up shop with a little bubble gum machine.
Taught you to be an entrepreneur. We got Major Mouthpiece in the on the background who's gonna be asking us some questions. Let's get it.
You give your experience on doing taxes yourself, since you have been paying taxes basically as an adult.
Listen,
I'll let y'all
I ain't
start.
never did my taxes. Because I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I have never did my taxes. I always went and paid somebody to do my taxes, or I have my lovely lady right here do my taxes for me. And even when it comes to that, I don't even know why we have to do it. I don't even know where it goes, what it's for, and then you want to give me money back for money I already paid out. that you owe. I guess I was overtaxed. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know how it works. Does anybody went to school that know how taxation works?
I know, but I'm gonna go last.
Perfect.
For that reason.
So there's 4 people in this room, so 1 out of 4 people, and this is statistics, you feel what I'm saying, has figured out taxation. You feel what I'm saying?
That tell you something about the way this country is run. That's a valid point.
So education
Yeah.
around money is scarce, and to me it's deliberate. And so it's like to keep us in this type of situation of frustration, to not know what's going on. I don't know how to do my taxes or anything like that. To answer your initial question, no, I've never done my taxes, and I do not know how to do my taxes. I just know from traditions passed down to me without questioning it, I have to do taxes, or the IRS is going to come and garnish your wages. That's another term for money. Wages. Yeah. I'm finding out all of this.
You can your key words, your money words are strong today.
I feel that though, Mac. I feel that because, I mean, even with the little bit of knowledge of stepping out there, of getting that first job, and then, before I started working, you just get the check. That's all you're really worried about. And then, did you file your taxes? And then you learn, okay, well, all these numbers I've been seeing on this side is what this is. And so I got to report that and have a mistake. It just don't make sense. Are you single? Are you head of household? There's so many different levels and ins and outs, and you know what I'm saying? Then you start having a kid, then you got to argue with your baby mama about who's going to claim the kid at the end of the year, and all this stuff.
But
you know what I'm saying?
Man, all these like words and phrases. Are you single? Am I a person? Are you married? Are we people? What are you trying to tell me? Like,
does that matter?
It
does.
Because of that status right there, right? It takes the humanism out of the shit.
Right.
You feel me? And it places you into a product, and then I have to tell you, I have to label this product, and this product is called single.
But
let me bring some clarity, right? Because this TSM, worldwide social mechanics.
Let's go.
We are here to talk about how humanity is affected by the society we live in, and in our experience, we live in a capitalist society. Right. Can we all agree?
We can agree.
That's the economy that we've agreed to participate in. Not communist, not dictatorship, utilitarian. We here. Right. It's capitalist and democracy.
Right.
You have to understand those two things in order to really understand anything else you talk about, whether it's finances, getting married, building families, buying land, everything, right? You vote for whatever you value the political system. You vote by either participating or not participating. Mm-hmm. Y'all with me so far?
Gotcha.
You get to vote because you pay.
Right.
You determine how much you pay by the way you lay out how much you bring in versus how much goes out. Your assets versus your liabilities. We're using some of these words now, right? Your debts versus your income. Right. Now, where taxes comes in is that is your proof in the pudding. That's your communication of how you have your debt versus your income, or rather your liabilities versus your assets calculated. Mm-hmm. Because most of us don't really know what an asset is versus what is a liability. We already getting jumbled up. So there's one thing is the system is layered with so many terms and so many levels, it could sometimes feel hard to keep up. Y'all tap in if y'all want some virtual financial literacy. Let's learn something while we pissed off. But if I don't have that mindset to overcome and help myself, then how do I really get in position to help other people? So the first thing I feel like is get you some money, get around you some people who will teach you what to do with some money, go through the growing pains to really learn what money means and how it works in this country, then get you some more. Then talk about how you can double back and change the things you complain about. Right. But to complain and be mad when you already know and you already hear, okay, well, leave. And then most people's reaction is like, well, I can't leave. Okay, well, then what we doing, friend? Right. Because they going to Mars. Right. While you got one friend that's line dancing and another friend that's partying and you over here just mad. Right.
I mean, and I think that is the big part. That's like in essence where the financial literacy come in, because at the end, like when you said that in essence you're a product, I just feel like that's an understanding that the rich people have that some of us don't. Is kind of like once you, hey, yes, I am a product. See yourself as you're the CEO of you.
Because this country is an agreement, and I'm gonna stop right there for 1 second. But this country is basically an agreement. The United States of America provides you a social security number. That
Right.
is, it's a number securing your social involvement. Like if you didn't think you was born a product,
Right.
sorry, friend.
You
So
feel
what do
what
you
I'm
think
saying?
the
So
question-
it's just like, well, when it comes to money, do you work for money for your wants or do you work for your needs? Or like when you grew up, like was it like can we differentiate? Differentiate? Did you feel me between your wants and your needs?
But I think in that stage, we all just want what we want. Like when I started off, I just wanted what I wanted.
So when did?
So what's
when,
the question?
so-
Let's
Yeah, that's what I'm
into
trying to
what's the
figure.
question
That's what I'm
from
trying to
Major.
figure it out. It's just like, what's the need? Like, what's our needs for? How is money used?
Okay,
Or
that's a
something
good way
like
for you to
that.
pose it. It's like Major.
So, in this corporation of America, what do you think is the biggest challenge for you in financial literacy at this stage?
Good question. So considering said's backdrop of like we're all a product in this big corporation of this country, what's like the biggest thing holding back the people who can't get ahead? That's
Right.
and of course I'll divert to y'all.
No, my thing is believing in it. I don't believe in it at all. Like I believe in like it doesn't work because it hasn't been working. And if it works just for some people and don't work for the whole people, it don't work at all to me. It's broken. So since it's broken, it needs to be fixed or it needs to be evolved. It needs to grow, you know, and it needs to find a better balance, you know, between everything. Because I'm not gonna say that the person that sweeps the floor is more valuable than a person that fixes a car. Like it's the exchange doesn't add up to me. And in the exchange that it don't add up to me, that means it's not adding up to the majority of the people in the world. And a lot of the things that we place our values in is different. Everybody has different values, you know, into certain things in certain aspects of life. A lot of people look at things as in if like me, God given. Like my life is God given. Like everything that God has provided for us is God given, you know. So why do I have to pay for it? If it's God given,
Like water.
you feel what I'm saying, or anything, you feel what I'm saying, that's been placed upon here on earth. You feel what I'm saying, and then there's too many people in this world who have natural abilities or naturally want to do things, but just simply can't because of financial problems or hiccups or being born into certain situations, and they just can't do it just because because other people don't see the value in them simply because they don't have a dollar sign next to their name. So it's just like, well, where's the value in humanism or humanity?
Humanitarian.
You feel me? It's not. And then when you create a financial system that takes all of that away and you put all your values into this money, and then you expect people to thrive in the system that they don't feel, they don't connect to or anything like that, I don't believe in it, or I don't see the ultimate like overall turnaround. Because a lot of times people will go to work, bust their ass for years and years and years, go bust their ass every day, all day, every day, and then get what they wanted to get, and it's unsatisfied, and it's not fulfilled. Is it not fulfilled because all the shit that you had to do to get it that you didn't want to do to go get it, or is it what is the unfulfilling part about it, or what is the true meaning behind it? And then if it's getting out of hand where this thing called money is corrupting people and things like that, and being taken advantage of, or it's exchanged in the place for what God and gave us, bro, that shit's broken.
What you think?
And I don't believe in it.
Well, what I think is bridging, understanding that humanity level and how money can corrupt and the different values that people have about things. Those people who get the things that they wanted and still don't feel fulfilled or valuable is because they haven't come to that place that you are at spiritually. That's because they are placing their happiness externally to thinking that this money is going to make me happy.
Yep.
At the end of the day, just like that, I mean, it's bridging all of that together. I feel like my creator wants me to be rich. He wants me to have good things. He that's just gonna be part of the game. And there's some paperwork that's gonna come along with that. And I might not like doing the paperwork, but if I want to be able to feed these people, have this, then yeah, I gotta do taxes and I gotta abide.
Right.
Like there's you know what I'm saying, regardless,
system.
there's hey, the law of the land that you live in is the law that you gotta abide by. That's earthly law. There's the spiritual law that you're speaking of, and remaining human and being able to remain human and remain caring and remain that person throughout it all, no matter how, if I got $1 or no matter if I got $1 million, I'm still me. You know what I'm saying? So at the end, you can take this all away and I'll start over. And that's just, you know, that part of it.
That is a real part of it. And so is the part about not being enthused to feed into a system you don't believe in. Like, if I don't believe in it, how will I be encouraged to fight for something I don't understand, I don't believe in, and that I ultimately see is not right? A lot of people will choose to have comforts, amenities, access to things, outings, events, be in collusion with people that are not spiritually profitable and also are not gainfully profitable. Like, they're not having any value of exchange. Think about the top 5 people that you're around most frequently. Think about the last 10 tasks that you have carried out. Think about the last 60 days of how you have spent money and make a list of the things that you absolutely had to do that were also a part of maintaining your humanity, right? And contributed to you building wealth or increasing your finances. And most people have a bunch of vices and things that are optional, but we call it mandatory, like where we live. You could live somewhere dirt cheap. People will say things like, I'm not about to live in the hood, but that's the only place you could live, but you live in the hood, but you buying concert tickets to places you don't have to go. For people who are not giving you money back, for things that are not fitting into your wealth. So a lot of it is our lack of understanding our own value. Like, I know this country is crooked, and I know this country is a doggone shame. And I also know that I am a valuable person. I know that I acquire so much information that can help my community. I'd be damned if I go slave for one of them.
Right. And what do you think about this, Treese? There's a difference. Okay, like, you can go broke by being afraid to look broke.
Yes. Most of us are broke because we're afraid to look broke. Most of us don't have.
And the
we're
universe
afraid to
will,
be that.
hey.
It's going to reward you with being broke.
Karma
That's
works on
thing.
so many different levels. Hey, I'm too good to walk around in some Payless shoes. You know what?
You know I got you, friend.
You gonna be thankful.
I'm gonna
one
send
day
you a
for some Payless
Temu.
shoes.
I'm gonna send you a Temu. You can shop. You can shop every week and buy all the things now and have nothing in real life. But you look good.
But in the long run, you
complaining.
Or you're gonna lose. Like, how long
losing.
can you maintain that? And you're gonna have to revert back to walk your ass in Payless and buy a pair of shoes.
The truth can't be a lie.
And you can't win for losing.
Well, damn.
Well, when it comes to money, do you work for money for your wants, or do you work for your needs? Or like when you grew up, like was it can we differentiate? Did you feel me, between your wants and your needs?
But I think in that stage, we all just want what we want. Like, when I started off, I just wanted what I wanted.
So
what's the question? Let's
yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure.
That's
That's what I'm trying to figure it out. It's just like, what's the need? Like, what's our needs for how is money used?
Okay, that's a good way for you to
that.
pose it. It's like major.
So, given that we are talking about finance, how do you differentiate between your wants and needs and how it differs between regular cash and credit?
All right. Who want to go first?
Wants versus needs. I think it's something that we all misinterpret growing up. And because when we were asked things, we were asked for, like, what do you want? And as a kid, we responded to the things that we want. We never were asked, what do we need? And so we automatically grew up wanting things and, like, I want this, I want that. And then we didn't pay attention to what our parents were doing for us, the needs, and giving us our needs. Because our needs was met, pretty much, but our wants wasn't met. And so since our wants wasn't met, when we grew up and we started to venture out on our own, and then we had to realize that we had to pay for our needs before our wants, that's when the bad habits really started to kick in. And I know with me, I remember being 18, before I left my dad's house, I seen a Macy's credit card with my name. And I was like, I don't even know how to use it, how to activate it, or how to pay it back. I immediately threw it away. That was my thing. I was like, I don't know about this. I don't know about credit. Nobody's talked to me about it. And I know from watching other people that they're in bad predicaments because they use credit. I threw all my credit card information away as soon as I started getting and receiving those things as a kid, probably until I was probably like 25, 26 years old. So that was one of my things that I had to learn.
This is all information you can find, you can Google, you can read, you can study. Credit is a tool that allows you to use other people's money besides your own. And my experience has taught me that when you don't know how to use your own money, you're going to mistreat somebody else's. And that we all have an equal opportunity. Hear me good. I know y'all gonna jump in the comments about race, about being poor, about being hood. Yep, I'm all that. I'm black, I've been poor, and I grew up in the hood. And even I had an equal opportunity as my rich or wealthy classmates to create wealth for myself. I made poor decisions based on my environment, looking at other people and wanting what I wanted, wanting to be like the people I saw instead of the people who I should have aspired to model life after, who had already crossed over into a better lifestyle, and not recognizing how to use the tools that I had before me. And so my response is like, yeah, we don't be knowing what we doing, and we like to jump out and do it anyway, and we have this I'm gonna do what I want to do and I don't care syndrome, which leads to being poor because it leads to making excuses when you could make exceptions for your comfort zone, for the way you live, and for what you want so you can become who you need to be to have the lifestyle that you desire. But when we say that, we always get defensive, and the first thing people like to throw back at me is like, well, I'm black and it's hard and you don't get it because you be getting along with them people. You act like those people. You talk like those people. No, I understand how to use the tools and the system that I'm agreeing to participate in because I've not yet changed my citizenship. And with that, that's why I'm trying to be a person who continues to socially mechanic the healing and the change that we need so we can get back to a place where humanity matters more. But in order to do that, I have to be a person who's not bound by the system that other humans are bound by. I can't be a person who's a prisoner and try to save other prisoners. I got to free me first and reach back and grab.
Right.
The Harriet syndrome. And everybody ain't gonna want to go. Some people want to stay slaves. Some people want to stay broke. Some people want to stay ignorant. Some people want to stay complaining and be disempowered. And we have to be okay with that too. So, Mac, take us out of here. Give us some closing words, and we're gonna come back and touch on this. We'll be talking about financial literacy much more. What's your final thoughts, leader?
Man, stay tuned to the next episode. Part 2 will be coming very, very soon, so we can wrap this up. And we need y'all feedback in order to complete this, because we gotta see what everybody else is feeling outside in the world, socially and mechanically, so we can be able to fix it. Like we learned a lot of information today. You know, you got my side of the story, which was more emotional and like complaining and things like that. Then you have Said's side of the story where he believes where it's a balance, and then you have Trees and the expert with like, but it's if the system's here, it's I know it's broken, but it fucking works, and I believe that we're all. I believe that we're all right and none of us is wrong.
Come on.
You feel what I'm saying? To be honest with you, and because we all live under the same scrutiny of America, we all go through the same trials and tribulations, and we just giving it to you from multiple different perspectives. That's it, and that's all. But at the same time, I still could love and respect these individuals sitting beside me without confrontation or conflict. We might feel totally different about this topic, but at the same time, we need to talk and have conversations about it in order to educate ourselves for the better purpose and for our future. You feel me? So with that being said, this is I, Mac West, Mr. Fly himself.
Treats the edutainer, your wellness and success consultant and expert.
And I'm said.
With that being said.
That's it.
Came together in his union, so that is what I want from a partner. Came
I
together.
think it's a good question for everyone, right? Don't you agree? And I think it's a good question for process healthy